What's going on, everyone? We're gonna do our Monday Night Raw review. Tonight's Monday Night Raw was actually very good. It was an enjoyable one. The show kicked off, and shockingly, not with somebody talking. It kicked off with a tag team match between Javon Evans and Dragon Lee taking on the tag team champions Austin Theory and Braun Breaker. This match really showed how good Javon Evans actually is. The high flying skills of Evans and Dragon Lee. They started off the match by attacking both Theory and Braun Breaker before the bell rang, trying to get the upper hand, which, by the way, with Braun Breaker in the ring, you kind of have to. They controlled a little bit of the match with their high-flying skills. Javon Evans can go, man. I mean, he was flying in and out of the ring. He took out both Braun Breaker and Austin Theory. He took out Austin Theory with a running lariat over the top rope, and then Breaker tried to hit him with the spear running around, and he ducked it and knocked Breaker over the barricade, and then he ran coast to coast, jumped over the barricade, and knocked Breaker into the ring bell. Eventually, though, unfortunately, Braun Breaker and Austin Theory did take over with the help of Logan Paul. They eventually took over the match. Braun Breaker's speed and power, which was too much. He ended up getting a spear on Javon Evans and spearing Dragon Lee, which set up Austin Theory to get the win. After the match, this is where it got interesting. Alpha Academy came down to get their pound of flesh after last week. And realistically, I mean, Braun Breaker looks so out of sorts here. Why is he doing this?
He went from going against the World Heavyweight Champion to taking on Otis.
I mean, coming into the year, we thought Braun Breaker was going to be the next big thing. Main event of WrestleManias, him and Roman Reigns.
Yeah, main event of WrestleMania, I was actually thinking. And now he's taking on Otis.
Now he's taking on Otis and Tozawa. Otis and Tozawa started holding their own a little bit. I mean, they got some beatings in. Otis really put a beating on Braun Breaker and Austin Theory.
He's also getting beat by Otis?
But once again, I mean,
it doesn't make any
Maxine
sense.
Dupree came in the ring and slapped Otis after he took out both Austin Theory and Braun Breaker, which distracted him long enough for Austin Theory and Braun Breaker to really take control of it. Coast-to-coast spears for Braun Breaker is what he loves to do. He speared both Otis and Tozawa. Again, he looks so out of sorts here. I mean, it's so sad to see what Braun Breaker has become.
He went from, as I said, he went from taking on the World Heavyweight Champion to, losing to Otis.
This is going to set up a tag team match between the two teams next week, and my God, I mean, do you really get excited for Otis and Tozawa against the tag team champions? No, I don't.
No.
They could actually do something more with Otis. Otis gets massive cheers every time he comes out.
Because he loves to worm.
I can't wait to see who the female is going to step up against Maxine Dupree.
Ooh, I don't know. Who do you think?
I don't know.
Any guesses?
No guesses.
Julia?
No, Julia's on SmackDown, so I don't know who's going to. If they're going to keep doing this crap with Otis and Tozawa, hopefully it ends next week. Can we get the tag team titles off Division? Can we just end Division to begin with? I mean, now that Paul Heyman's out, what exactly is the purpose?
Please end Division, please.
We had a backstage segment where it showed that LA Knight was going to be taking on Jacob Fatu tonight in the main event.
Whoa.
It ended up being a good main event later on, but we'll get into that. We had a nice little segment with Danhausen and the Judgment Day. And once again, I mean, the Judgment Day have become like a joke. The joke stable. Danhausen was trying to give them the money back, supposedly. They attacked Danhausen in the ring and started beating him down. And then an interesting man... An interesting man came to save Danhausen, Joe Hendry. Came running down to the ring to save Danhausen.
Something tells me that his career's over now.
And Joe Hendry and Danhausen, fought off the Judgment Day. Again, what have the Judgment Day become? The Judgment Day sold a bag of money, which they thought were real human monies. You get to the back, and the Judgment Day was celebrating with Adam Pearce. And they look in the bag, and all of a sudden, it's Danhausen money. It is not real money. It's Danhausen monies.
Oh my God.
And JD McDonough gets mad, throws the bag, and who does the bag hit? None other than Obafemi. Obafemi comes walking up with the bag and says, JD, is this your bag? And he says, no, it was Danhausen's. And he goes to Danhausen. Danhausen says, well, it is my bag, but he's the one who threw it.
That's actually funny.
So this leads to what's coming next. Obafemi against JD McDonough. Adam Pearce sets the match. Dom and JD are flipping out, saying it's not fair. Adam Pearce says, "You know what? You're right. It's not fair. Dom, you could take on Joe Hendry later on tonight."
Yay!
So we get to the Obafemi and JD McDonough match. And by the way, I mean, JD McDonough was scared, and I don't blame him. Him and Dom are arguing, not wanting to go in the ring. Danhausen and Joe Hendry run down, grab them both, throw them both in the ring, and Oba just proceeds to beat the living hell out of both of them.
Go Joe Hendry.
He throws JD McDonough all around the ring. I mean, the amount of punishment he put JD McDonough through. I mean, he literally threw him like 6 feet in the air.
Who did that, Joe Hendry?
No, Obafemi.
He flew into the 16th
He
deck.
literally just picked him up and tossed him up in the air, and poor JD McDonough went flying in the
To be
air.
honest, I want to see Undertaker for Obafemi.
Daddy, do you mean why to the 16th deck?
Yeah, he
I
like
want to see. I want to see Undertaker for Obafemi.
I mean, obviously, Obafemi wins this match easily.
Oh yeah, after what we just said, he went. Whew.
Yeah, he gets his running uppercuts, and he gets the tossing of JD across the ring. He hits him with the finishing
wanna do
move,
that. I
his
wanna
finishing
toss
move power
JD.
bomb, and gets the win. Then proceeds to cut an outstanding promo on Brock Lesnar, talking about how the Hell in a Cell match. This is all a joke. What he's doing right now. The real money comes at Hell in a Cell, and that he'll see Brock in hell. And my God, think about that. I mean, Hell in a Cell, these two monsters. That is going to be badass.
I mean, CM
I
Punk
see
versus
nothing.
Drew McIntyre was.
I mean, that's going to be badass at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
But CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre was insane.
I see something. Someone's definitely gonna get thrown on top of the cage.
No, I don't think those two guys are going to throw off the top of the cage. I think
Seriously?
it's
Everyone
going
might
to
toss him onto the cage.
Lesnar's definitely going to bleed.
Both of them might. But the last Hell in a Cell we got was
So CM Punk and Drew McIntyre, that was badass.
that match was like
Yes.
sick. I mean, he hit him with a toolbox and he had 13 stitches in his head.
That's gotta hurt.
We did also have a tag team match between Chad Gable and Penta against Rusev and Ethan Page. I'm not a huge fan of Ethan Page, but I get it for people who are. I'm not. The whole thing doesn't do anything for me. Don't do anything for me. Chad Gable come out to his rock music, which, by the way, why the hell is Chad Gable having a rock song? I mean, he's trying so hard to get the crowd into it. He's clapping. He's trying to get them to sing it. I mean, it's kind of a catchy song, but coming off what Chad Gable used to have, it really isn't.
But guy, Chad Gable should come out like this.
Like, the match was hardcore. Rusev is a massive man. Rusev really put a beating on both Chad
I hate
Gable
Rusev.
and Penta.
I don't like him.
The heels had the upper hand for a while until Penta went flying off the ropes and took out Ethan Page. Chad Gable then got in the ring and really started putting a beating on Rusev. The match ended with a beautiful spot where Chad Gable was starting to put a ankle lock on Rusev, and Penta ran and jumped off his back and hit the Mexican Destroyer on Ethan Page in midair, while Chad Gable had the ankle lock on Rusev. So Chad Gable locked in the ankle lock, Rusev tapped out, and poor Ethan Page was half dead on the other side of the ring. So the good guys celebrate. Chad Gable looked at the belt, gave it that stare, because them two are going to go at it at SummerSlam. Handed it back to Penta, raised his hand, and that was it for that match. We had the Dominic Mysterio and Joe Hendry match. Also, but in the middle of all that, we had an interesting segment where Solo Sikoa all of a sudden showed up out of nowhere. Solo Sikoa won in the ring and said, "I'm not even supposed to be on Raw, but I'm here, so Seth Rollins, get your ass out here right now."
And what does that mean?
Seth Rollins
Yeah.
comes out, he introduces himself, "Welcome to Monday Night Rollins," and he says, "So, Solo, what are you doing here? What can I do for you? Are we talking or are we fighting?" Solo says, "Look, man, I'm here to talk." Proceeds to make some good points, and he says, I know you're focused on Roman, but really, dude, it's not just you against Roman, it's 4-on-1.
Yeah.
It's the Usos, it's Jacob. He's like, I know how this game goes. He's like, they're going to take it to you.
Of course he knows how the game goes.
Yes, he's like,
'cause
I was in it. He's like, I was in it. I was part of that game. And he tells
He
Seth,
was?
he's like,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, look, Seth, he's like, I can help you. I can help you through this. I can watch your back. The same thing you did for Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, I can do that for you. Seth Rollins takes the microphone and says, "You know what, Solo, you make some good points. You really do.
In which Solo pretty much is saying, Do you want to work for me?
Yes. Solo.
Or do you want to join me?
Solo said, "Look, you know,
However you want to say it.
this is I want to help you." Seth says, "You're making some good points. I like
Which is
it."
also proving that who's the heels?
Seth didn't say yes, but he didn't say no. He said, "Let me think about it," which rubbed Solo the wrong way. Solo grabbed him. Seth said, "Who the hell you grabbing?" Solo said, "Look, man, there's nothing to think about. Like, it's 4-on-1. Like, you're gonna need my help." Cue Jacob for 2 coming out. Jacob for 2 is making his way to the ring. Solo said, "Look, okay, think about it, Seth, think about it." Solo gets out of the ring, hops over the barricade, walks away. Jacob walks in, walks to that side of the ring, and is yelling at Solo. And he's yelling at him, telling him, like, "Yo, you know what you're going to do, boy. You know what you got to do. Well, I'm coming for you." Seth's standing behind Jacob. Jacob turns around. Seth hits him with a super kick. Boom, down goes Jacob. Seth starts laughing, gets in his face, walks away. Now, I was confused by this at the moment. Like, Jacob, you're just going to let him super kick you in the corner? Cue the segment a little bit later on with Seth walking around backstage laughing. Jacob of 2 gets in Seth's face, and Seth's like, "What's the matter, man? What's the problem? Huh? You come on, go ahead, hit me. You know you want to." Turns out that Roman Reigns put a no hitting thing on the Bloodline. They're not allowed to touch Seth Rollins.
Oh.
Now, Seth Rollins knew that when he super kicked Jacob. Now, Jacob gets mad, and says, "All right, you know what?" He's like, "If there's anything left of you at SummerSlam," he's like, "I'm going to take it after SummerSlam."
Now things are getting heated.
Yes, now he's coming. So Jacob pretty much just called a shot saying he's coming for Seth after SummerSlam. Now, I thought that was...
That actually, rivalry would actually be pretty
Now,
good.
that was interesting, though, that Roman actually put a no violence against Seth rule.
When did you find that?
When did you see that? And what did Seth know about it?
After.
Okay, now back to the Dominic Mysterio Joe Hendry match. Joe Hendry comes out with his awesome entrance.
I love Joe Hendry.
Liv Morgan
Say
played a
his
major
name,
role.
man.
Liv Morgan played a major role in this match. Joe Hendry was handling the match for the first 10 minutes. I mean, like, Joe Hendry's beating Dominic from pillar to post. He's beating him like a government mule, as Jim Ross used to say. Then Joe Hendry's outside of the ring celebrating. Referees with Dominic Mysterio. Liv Morgan takes him and slams his head into the ring post. At that point, Dominic Mysterio took over the match. Dominic Mysterio was really taking it to him, chin locks, the slams. He was doing his Eddie shuffle. He had a sleeper hold on Joe Hendry. When out of the blue, all of a sudden, who shows up? Mr. You Are Cursed. Starts walking down the ramp.
That's his ring?
Whoa.
You are.
So
Curse!
Liv Morgan celebrating outside of the ring as her man Dom is taking over, and she's celebrating with all the fans, laughing during that little annoying laugh that she has.
Or
Dominic gets in her face and says, "You are and Liv Dexum." Best part of the night, baby. Best part.
Dominic gets in his face.
No, Danhausen gets
Oh,
in Liv's
yeah,
face.
it's they look
So
it.
Danhausen gets in
You
Liv's face
are-
and goes, "You are," and Liv
Man.
decks him to the ground, starts celebrating. Danhausen gets up, grabs his face, runs to the back. I've been waiting for that for
Like
months.
this. They
I-
go like this.
I've been waiting for Liv for months to deck him.
That you do the you are.
And it was like, "You are." So,
Yeah.
okay, back in the ring, Joe Hendry and Dom are still going at it. Joe Hendry's sort of making a comeback now. Liv's getting nervous. All of a sudden, you look behind her, and
Oh no! that's his boyfriend.
Danhausen is coming back out in his little Jeep.
Jesus.
And he's not coming alone.
He's coming with many Housens.
No, he's bringing
I
Io
know.
Sky.
What?
All of a sudden, Io Sky jumps out of the
And your reaction to
Hausen-mobile.
listen to that is like,
and
what?
Liv and Io start going at it. I mean,
Can I
fists are
predict
flying.
Can I predict this is gonna happen? They're gonna fight for the belt.
They are going to fight for the belt SummerSlam.
I knew it.
Yeah, Liv and they take in the ring. Io throws Liv into the ring. She jumps off the top rope and does the drop kick, and then does her little flips and starts going to the crowd. At that point, the referee's distracted. Everything's going on. Liv and Io going at it. Danhausen sneaks in the ring and hits his 3D finishing move on
3D. What?
Dominic Mysterio.
Who calls a finishing move
And
3D?
'cause
Oh, I am in 3D.
it's the DD Hausen.
The DD Hausen?
Yeah, it's the DDT.
The DD Hausen?
It's the Hausen DDT. It's called the DD Hausen.
Is it just a DDT?
From behind?
I want
He
to
slams
try
your head
that
down.
So
But-
technically that can be used as the normal move and
So-
not do as much.
So Joe Hendry realizes it, and Danhausen's telling him, "Get up, get up, get up!" And Joe Hendry's looking around like, "Oh, rolls over, gets the pin, 1, 2, 3. Gigantic win for Joe Hendry. A guy who really has not found his footing yet on Monday Night Raw. So this was a gigantic win for him. Danhausen and Joe Hendry celebrate in the ring, and they both do the little turn. And Danhausen's all excited because he actually has a friend.
May I say something real quick?
Hold on. I do have a complaint, though.
Well,
Danhausen is a SmackDown superstar. He is currently feuding with a Raw faction. Danhausen is on both shows.
Danhausen sucks.
At some point, it's going to be too much Danhausen. Sorry. Like,
There already is too much Danhausen.
yeah, the fact that he's on both shows and he's a SmackDown superstar, why is he feuding with a Raw faction? Makes no sense to me.
I don't know. But Danhausen sucks.
Even if it's not Hall of Fame, but even though that Triple H, you gotta make Joe Hendry do what he's supposed to do. You should make everyone scared of Joe Hendry.
Yes,
All that stuff.
you got to go with Joe Hendry. Say his name and he appears then.
Huh?
You got to go back to that. That was
Everyone's
what made him.
been scared.
That's what made him successful.
Joe Hendry, where are you? Joe Hendry, I'm
Yes.
saying your name.
That's what made
Right.
him successful in TNA, made him successful in NXT. You got to keep it up. But a match that I predicted a little while ago, Danhausen is officially taking on Dominic Mysterio at SummerSlam. And my God, for the love of God, please let this be the end. And I think it's time to end the Judgment Day, too. I mean,
Please.
think about what they've become. I mean, they had Finn Balor, Damian Priest, and Rhea Ripley. They were badass. Like, they were tormenting the Raw roster. Now they're a joke. Like, they're a comedy act. The only serious one in the group is Liv Morgan. Like, she's the only serious one left.
Don't forget the demon Finn Balor.
So she's the only one left in the group who actually is serious out there. The other two are a joke. Raquel and Roxanne were missing from tonight's Raw. Raquel Rodriguez does have a match against Sol Ruca next week, which could lead to a title match down the line. I'm looking forward to that. Right now it's main event time. LA Knight came out and cut a promo saying how angry he was about Solo Sikoa trying to help Seth Rollins because he doesn't believe in helping Seth Rollins. Him and Solo are only teaming up for one night, and that's it. This isn't a group. They're not a band. He's trusting Solo for one night. So this isn't like a thing where they're going to team up and then go help, Seth Rollins win the title later on. This isn't a Cody Rhodes thing, is what LA Knight was trying to tell him.
Yeah, it's like Cody Rhodes is taking on CM Punk and he's, well...
Yes, but I'm saying this wasn't like WrestleMania again. LA Knight was trying to make it clear that you're not going to have a group of guys come out to help Seth Rollins like they did Cody Rhodes that night.
Oh, yeah.
Like, this is one and done. After this match, LA Knight's saying, I'm moving on. Then he started talking about Jacob for 2.
By the way, one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time.
And he was talking about Jacob for 2 and how he's going to slap him back to factory settings. By the way, it's a really funny saying that LA Knight does.
What did he say?
He's going to slap him back to factory settings. And by the way, LA Knight dominated this match.
He's also still funny. He can fight and he's like funny.
Yeah.
Unlike Danhausen.
And LA Knight actually dominated most of this match, which I was shocked by. I thought Jacob Fatu was going to control it. But LA Knight really held his own. It was a physical match. LA Knight controlled the first half of it. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, Jimmy Uso shows up.
Jimmy!
And you can clearly tell who the heels are in this thing. The bloodline clearly is playing the heels. So Jimmy Uso comes out, he's slapping the thing, acting like, I'm not going to do nothing. And all of a sudden, he's sitting over by the ring bell, and the crowd goes nuts because Solo Sikoa is standing behind him. And Solo Sikoa taps him on the shoulder
Hey!
and says, hello, and starts hitting him. So he comes over the barricade. They're fighting. So Solo Sikoa is fighting. Solo Sikoa slams him into the announce table. Solo Sikoa is getting ready to do the spike. All of a sudden, Jacob Fatu comes flying through the ropes. Jacob Fatu comes flying through the ropes, takes out Solo.
By the way, one of the stupidest finishes in the world.
Yeah, that's another his father, Umaga.
And still, sucks.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I thought it sucked when
I mean,
Umaga
imagine
did it.
going like this.
Yes, I thought it sucked when Umaga did it. But
Are
anyway.
you afraid of my thumb, people?
Okay, but anyway.
Are you afraid of my thumb?
Anyway.
I'm gonna poke you with it.
So Solo Sikoa gets slammed into the
I
announce
know,
table
I'm
by
not
Jacob
joking.
Fatu. Jacob Fatu gets back in the ring, and him and LA start, dropping haymakers against each other. Out of nowhere, Voice Keys shows up, and Voice Keys takes out Jimmy Uso. Then cue, Captain Yeet, the Yeet Meister.
Yeet.
Jay Uso's
My
music hits.
name's Jay Uso. I think
Voice Keys is looking for Jay. All of a
my name's
sudden,
first match of the day, Jay Uso.
Jay comes out of the crowd. Voice Keys goes to hit him. Jay Uso hits him with a super kick.
Okay, let's be real. If one of his if his brother's in the ring, like getting beat up, he goes like this.
All right.
Whoa.
So back
That's
in
so stupid.
So they're fighting outside the ring. Back in the ring, Jacob Fatu absolutely takes control, as I thought he would at the beginning, but Jacob Fatu absolutely annihilates LA Knight. So taking all his moves on him, body slams.
But the way that guy can move at his size.
Yes, I mean he slams him into the ropes and jumps off the rope, does a move off the ropes. Then does a couple of slams and then goes up and hits the moonsault. 1, 2, 3, it's over. But it's not over. The match is over, but the Bloodline then gets in the ring and starts beating the ever-living hell out of LA Knight, Solo Sikoa, and Royce Keys. I mean,
I feel
they
bad
are
for them.
they are
I feel
decimating
bad.
them in a way that I've never seen the Bloodline before. I mean, this is viciousness that you never saw in the first Bloodline, even when they were heels. This was viciousness that was saved for Kevin Owens. This was viciousness that was saved for Sami Zayn after he turned on him. I mean, this is going back to grassroots Bloodline. And they really took it to LA Knight. I mean, they got him in the corner, and all three of them took turns running from post to post, slamming their hips into his head.
And they
Post
actually
to
did
post.
that to KO.
Then they hit the 1D on Solo Sikoa. They hit the 1D on Royce Keys. The Bloodline ended the show standing strong. And again, this got me excited for the match because I've not seen this type of anger and rage from the Bloodline. You can clearly tell they are the heels. They are 1,000% the heels in this match. And
I actually like Roman Reigns as a heel. He's better.
I fear for what's going to happen next week to Solo, LA Knight, and Royce Keys. I think they got to get back on the same page. You can clearly tell there was some dissension there with LA Knight not being happy about Solo Sikoa trying to help Seth Rollins. But man, the fact that they really annihilated LA Knight the way they did, they got the other two down. But they were vicious to LA Knight. And
They're mean to him.
those shots in the corner to LA Knight were like, we're trying to take you out. We're trying to permanently injure you.
Because they don't want to fight him.
And that's going to lead to something down the line. I mean, we're headed for a Jey Uso LA Knight feud at some point here.
We're also
And
headed
I-
to Jey
I am
Uso for
waiting
Roman
for it.
Reigns.
Don't forget about War Games.
I'm waiting for a Jey Uso LA Knight feud that's going to culminate into a PLE match where hopefully LA Knight wins.
Can I say something?
But what?
Who knows? Maybe they can bring this feud. This goes on for long. They can maybe bring this feud to War Games.
I don't even know if there's going to be a War Games this year. There's questions about that.
Yes.
It has
Well,
not been
actually, there's
announced
some of
yet.
it.
But overall, this was a very good Monday Night Raw.
Oh, yeah, Actually, that's also work. When we were talking about Finn Balor, where's the Demon?
He's on SmackDown.
Has he been doing anything lately?
He's won his last two matches. But that's a
Okay.
SmackDown review.
Is he gonna be on?
What about the
Is he gonna be on?
But it's not the SmackDown review. We'll say that for Friday.
So yes, this was a very good night of Monday Night Raw. The Judgment Day stuff was a little silly. I was so happy to see Liv finally hit Danhausen. I'm super excited for Liv against EO. I have questions. Are they really going to let Liv lose on her first title defense? I'd be shocked if they did. I know EO is going to be the betting favorite going into that match. The Dominic Mysterio Danhausen match, I saw coming a mile away. And for the love of God, can somebody finally beat Danhausen?
Please!
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I'm actually rooting for Dominic Mysterio to win this match.
I can say the same.
Braun Breaker, for the love of God, can we get the tag team titles off him and get him back into... Hell, put him back in the IC title picture. I don't care. But for the love of God, get him away from Otis and Zawa. Like, are we kidding with this? That Braun
I
Breaker...
mean, Otis is going to hit the worm down to the ring, and then when he gets up, you're going to say, whoa!
Look, you could have had Logan Paul and Austin Theory feud with Otis and Cesaro, and that would have been fine. Braun Breaker does not belong there.
I mean, this guy jumps from here and lands here.
I mean, the Seth Rollins thing is interesting.
Here or there.
I do foresee Solo Sikoa getting involved in the main event now. Will Seth Rollins allow him to be an ally? I mean, Solo Sikoa is currently playing the babyface in this, and Seth Rollins, I believe, is the babyface in that match. I do want to make a point about a SmackDown storyline that's going on. The whole CM Punk and Cody Rhodes thing after Saturday night's main event is a joke. And if that's your Triple H, if that's your way to get heat between these two, it was a disgrace. I mean, CM Punk hit him with the strap of the belt by accident. Really?
By accident. Accident.
I mean, he threw the strap over his shoulder and it accidentally hit Cody. Like, that was your way to build heat between them two.
He went,
like, I mean, Cody, you're a bitch. Okay, I'm just going to say it. You are a bitch. Stop crying. Stop. Oh, you hit me on purpose. Stop it. Okay, dude, stop it. Like, you are a bitch, Cody. And I can't believe this, but I'm actually rooting for CM Punk to beat your ass at SummerSlam because, for the love of God, we cannot go back to Cody Rhodes holding the belt. I wanted to see it at SummerSlam, at WrestleMania a couple years ago, because we were all tired of the Bloodline. We were all tired of Roman Reigns. So it was time for Cody to win it. We no longer need to see Cody Rhodes with the belt for a while. There's so many feuds that are set up for CM Punk on SmackDown that I would love to see what happens. Back to Monday Night Raw real quick. I want to get excited about Seth against Roman. I just feel like the outcome is such a foregone conclusion that Roman's going to win. Especially with the fact that they keep bringing up that he can't beat Seth. And they keep showing highlights of him not beating Seth. Like tonight, they had 2 highlights of the...
It's almost like it's giving away Roman's going to win this match.
Yes, it already is. Because they showed the heist of the century at WrestleMania 36 where Seth cashed in and won the belt. Yeah. And then it showed...
When Dean Ambrose did it, it was just more better.
And then it showed the Money in the Bank in 2016 where Seth beat Roman for the title. It did not show Dean Ambrose cashing in on Seth that night. But it did show Seth winning the title that night.
Because they don't want to mention Dean Ambrose again.
They're not allowed to mention Dean Ambrose. But the point is, both of those highlights tonight were Seth winning the title over Roman.
Why can't Dean Ambrose come back?
No, he's not coming back.
Why?
He hates the WWE.
I like Dean Ambrose, but I like Dean Ambrose.
All right, guys. This was a little bit of a longer review than I thought it would be. Thanks to these two.
Yay!
But this is something we're going to continue to do. I'll do a SmackDown review on Friday. I'm hoping to go live for WrestleMania. For SummerSlam. I'm hoping to go live both nights. We're working on the live stream.
I found out how to do it.
I really think that this Sunday I can do a NASCAR live stream for you guys.
We'll see about that. We're working on the live stream. We're trying to get it going.
Yeah, I was the one that figured it out.
Let me know in the comments what you thought about Monday Night Raw. Let's talk about it.
Hey, I'm sure.